Welcome everyone to another Game Over news. This week we're talking about a series of leaks concerning the sequel to Breath of the Wild from 4chan, how the Doom and Animal Crossing communities have been uniting for their simultaneous release date, and where you can get some sweet Animal Crossing Amiibo for under $5. But before we get to that, last week I asked what was your first Zelda game, to which Duck said theirs was the Minish Cap and is still a favorite of theirs. I think we all hold a special place for that first Zelda experience, am I right? This week I want to ask, what is the dumbest way you've died in a Zelda game? Comment below and I might read one of your answers next week, and at the end of this video I'll tell you my answer. With that, I'm your host, the Geek Apprentice. Now let's get started. This first piece of news comes from Inverse.com, which covers a myriad of leaks from 4chan concerning Breath of the Wild 2. Before we get into it, let's just be clear that a ton of this is either obvious or clickbait. You can read the article for yourself, but some of the most noteworthy clickbait stuff is a title for the sequel, specifics on gameplay, and when we're going to be getting some more news. So first of all, they claim that the sequel name is Bond of the Triforce, which I guess sounds cool, but 4chan is the same source that gave us Breath of Darkness, so take that how you will. There's also a lot about this sequel having dungeons and puzzles, to which any Zelda fan would say, yeah, no duh. Even with the first Breath of the Wild being what it was, of course we know we're gonna get dungeons and puzzles. That's a no-brainer. It's definitely not a leak. There are also mentions of Zelda being a playable character. Now that's clickbait. While that might be a thing and it would be fun, I suppose, it just sounds like what everyone has been saying they want. Again, playing into people's desires to get those clicks and those views without anything substantial to back it up. And probably the most vague and weird leak of them all, 4chan says we will be getting a trailer relatively soon. Good going, Sherlock. Obviously, most of us believe the release of a new trailer won't be until after the release of New Horizons, since I doubt Nintendo wants Zelda to take away Isabelle's thunder, but yeah, of course we're getting a trailer sometime soon. We know that. The takeaway here is just wait until Nintendo releases information. 90% of these leaks are obvious things we knew we were gonna get, ridiculous statements, or clickbait. On March 20th, two big games will be releasing, one from Animal Crossing and one from Doom. Now, most would think having same-day releases would cause these two very different communities to clash, right? Well, not in this case, and no video sums it up better or in a more adorable way than a video made by a YouTube channel called Pringus McDingus titled March 20, 2020. My favorite part is how every time Isabelle moves, she makes this sound that is reminiscent of a bell from a dog toy. While this next piece of information will seem like old news to some, for many of us, it's perfect timing to gain such knowledge. If you live near a store called Five Below, where everything is $5 or less, keep your eyes peeled for Animal Crossing Amiibo. Why does this matter now, since they've been out for quite some time? Two reasons. The first being, well, they're $5 or less, so they're cheap. Great, why not look for it? The second thing is, with New Horizons on the horizon, and knowing that the game will have Amiibo compatibility, we know that those prices, especially on eBay, for those most sought after villagers, are gonna go up. I'm just saying, get to your nearest Five Below and see what you can find. That is all for this news video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow the channel on both Instagram and Twitter. Oh, and my answer for my dumbest game over in a Zelda game? Blowing myself up with remote bombs in Breath of the Wild. Way more than once. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Game Over News, and we'll see you next week.